the memorial, and it was beautiful. You heard the sounds of the readings coming from literally the ruins. It was a beautiful day, and it looked like a beautiful service.
And a lot of people wanted to talk about it and remember.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of us did, which is good.
Morning, Kelsey.
Good morning, you guys. You know, this morning I do have a little bit of good news in the world of traffic. Sometimes we have closures and sometimes we have openings. At Highway 100 and Brooklyn Boulevard, but if it's early enough, it's not slowing anybody down. Even in that construction zone over here at 694, we still have some green. So that means 55 miles per hour or better. I'll be checking in with you every 10 minutes throughout the morning, letting you know how we're looking. Hopefully not too bad of a day. Speaking of the day and how it might be looking, let's talk. Hey Keith, a fairly quiet morning so far out there on our Twin Cities roadways. If you're about to take off, I'm not seeing any places you probably need to avoid, but let's just take a look around town, shall we? This is 694 up in New Brighton. We do see kind of a cool looking sky up here, and traffic levels continuing to build, but not putting on the brakes quite yet. Going a little bit east of that first traffic camera, we're looking here near Lexington Avenue where all that construction's been going on, and we're told now by MnDOT that most of the work on the Lexington Avenue Bridge over 694 is almost complete, and that means we're reopening that off-ramp 694 eastbound at Lexington Avenue. Going now to a little bit farther north, this is up by Forest Lake at that Forest Lake split where 35 branches off down south into 35E and 35W, and we do see traffic levels building heading in that direction, but overall just a brake light here and there, no slow. At Brooklyn Boulevard where a crash was reported but no delays reported as a result of that crash, at least yet. And to the northeast, even in that 694 construction zone, we still have some nice movement on the south end of town. 52, despite some construction here and some detours some of you are forced to follow, we're looking at 55 miles per hour or better there as well. A reminder down here in the southwest, Bloomington in 35W and 494, those ramps are still closed, will remain so for a few weeks. Guys?
Thank you, Kelsey. Coming up on the
this morning as we drove in. Good morning, Keith. Good morning to all of you. So how are those roadways looking today? Well, I'm about to tell you. Good news. They're looking good. We have dry roadways up here in the Northwest Metro. We do have 94 traffic in the eastbound direction, continuing to see the levels building. More people heading out, filling the streets, but they're not doing so with the force of any brake lights or anything like that. This is at Highway 101, so this is that stretch between Rogers and Maple Grove where we sometimes see pretty active at this hour. 494 at Penn Avenue, a reminder, we still have those ramps from Penn Avenue onto 494 westbound closed off for some construction. It will remain that way until late September, and right now you do see 494 definitely getting a little more crowded, but we're still moving at a decent pace. We're moving at the posted speed in most areas. Looking a little farther east over in Woodbury at that 494 junction. Oh my gosh, the birds are attacking. Lexington Avenue Bridge over by 694 eastbound. The off-ramp from 694 eastbound onto Lexington is reopened, and MnDOT's reporting that a lot of the work in the Lexington Avenue area is complete. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a break in the congestion in that area. We're going to look at the south side of town and check out that Highway 55 project coming up in about 10 minutes. Guys?
All right, thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Thursday, the gateway to the weekend, and you're waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News. We're glad to have you along. I'm Kelsey Soby, and all I can find in my traffic cameras today are a lot of, well, free-flowing lanes of traffic, and that's the way we like to start off a day, right? A nice beautiful sky here on 35E and Larpenteur Avenue, and southbound traffic heading toward St. Paul continuing to build, but overall we still have pretty decent levels out there allowing you to cruise at close to the posted speed. So if you're about to head out the door, no real areas I would say you'd have to avoid. 35W southbound heavy traffic here at the junction of Highway 10 near Mounds View. This is a pretty typical hot spot in the morning. This is usually an area where we see congestion get started first, not due to any crash or anything. Today it is at the 694 eastbound off-ramp onto Lexington is back open, and a lot of that Lexington Avenue Bridge work is complete. South end of town still pretty quiet. We're just seeing more people head out, but keep in mind those ramps still closed at 35W and 494 and will remain so until late August. A little out farther west, checking on that Highway 55 project, we're still closed on Highway 55 between Medina and Corcoran, between Hennepin County Road 19 and 101, so you'll be following some detours, and that will last until early September. Talk a lot about construction-related closures, but this morning we can start out with an opening, right? Up here in the Northeast Metro. 694 eastbound, the exit ramp heading into Lexington is back open. In fact, MnDOT's saying a lot of the work on that ramp and around the area of the Lexington Avenue Bridge is complete. So hopefully we'll start seeing things get a little bit easier through here. Those of you who travel up on 694 know there's a lot of construction. So if we can remove any part of the headache, it will help all of you, I'm sure. And we have a jogger. Congratulations. Good job. Okay, we're going now to 94 up in the Northwest Metro at Elm Creek. We do see eastbound traffic getting heavier and heavier as we get closer to the 7 o'clock hour. But so far, we're still moving, just barely squeaking out. that posted speed. Highway 100 at 77th Street, we had a report of a stalled vehicle just as you approach 494 heading in the southbound direction. But looks like our camera hasn't quite found it, or perhaps it was cleared quickly. Either way, at least Avenue, it does ease up a little bit as you pass the Maryland Avenue construction. 35W southbound, one of our other heavy traffic spots this morning, starting now to creep north of that Highway 10 junction. Looking a little farther south, still not too bad. 52 northbound traffic picking up, and we are seeing it get a little more crowded, especially with some construction there. A reminder, those ramps are closed still, 35W and 494 until late August. We'll update you on a Highway 7 project going on. It's been extended, so that'll extend some congestion as well in the St. Louis Park area. I'll have the details coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Guys?
All right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Keith, hi, everyone. You are cordially invited to a party on I-94 right now. Westbound traffic packing people in as we're heading slowly towards St. Paul. The reason we have the slowdowns here at Johnson Parkway is a situation right here at Mounds Boulevard. A crash. It actually happened in one of the center lanes. It got moved over to the side, so things are improving a little bit, but still obviously some slow speeds. Frankly, though, today's a better day on 94 than yesterday. We had several crashes, stalled vehicles, police activity, making things a big mess. So I'm hoping today those of you that travel this route will actually maybe catch a break. Let's go now to 35W down in the South Metro at Black Dog Road. Northbound traffic, we see some reduced speeds. We did have some type of traffic stop or stalled vehicle being dealt with, and that did slow traffic down a little bit. But overall, down in the Burnsville stretch up into Bloomington, we're used to seeing northbound traffic. Nothing new here, but of course that Highway 10 some of that construction going on slows us down, but also there's just a highly traveled route, especially that bottleneck effect of 10 and 35W coming together. 36 westbound looks like a better day today than yesterday. 35 east southbound, though, we do have some heavy congestion between 36 down to Maryland Avenue. Going a little farther south, not too bad for those of you traveling in the southeast metro. 94 traffic from Woodbury down into St. Paul doesn't slow until you get closer to that accident site. And looking around at some construction projects, yes, that Highway 7 project has been extended, so the right lane is still closed in the St. Louis Park area between Wooddale Avenue and Highway 100. We'll continue to slow you down a little bit in that area until August 13th. Guys?
All right. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. It's Thursday, August 2nd. We're glad you're waking up with the Fox 9 Morning News. I'm Kelsey Soby. Around this time, reporting to you on the heart of rush hour, how things are looking. And I would say in some areas, it's actually better even than it was yesterday. We've had a few crashes this morning, but nothing major. We had some major issues on 94 yesterday throughout the morning between the two downtowns. But today, we're looking at 94 westbound. This is about the worst spot I can find at Western Avenues. You're heading westbound away from St. Paul. We do have some slow conditions. A reminder, we do have some construction going on at Lexington Avenue. That's contributing to some of this. We go a little bit farther east on the other side of St. Paul. Westbound traffic a little slow heading into the downtown area as well because of a crash that happened near Mounds Boulevard. Definitely dodged a bullet, though. They got that accident that happened in the center lanes moved over really fast, and so we haven't seen the jam up from 694 eastbound to Lexington Avenue is back open today. In fact, MnDOT says a lot of the work there at the Lexington Avenue Bridge is now complete, so hopefully some of that 694 travel should get a little bit easier. I'll give you an update on the Highway 55 project over in the west side of town coming up in a little bit. Right now, though, let's get out to M.A. Roscoe. Prayer girl that's sitting like this. By the way, about the hats, no one can ever make fun of me for wearing my construction hat ever again. They're apparently in.
Construction hats.
Is that right?
Hats in general.
Oh, yes.
Construction falls under that, right? Maybe not. We'll leave that for you guys to judge at home. 694 40th Street right now. It looks like people are just parked here, but they're not. They're trying to move, trying. 694, it's that work zone where we're single file between Oakdale all the way over to Vadnais Heights. And this is westbound traffic right now. We're seeing the stop and go conditions start a little bit east of here, 40th Street. And as you can see, it's the westbound side that's really bad. But there's some good news on 694 for those of you who travel that route. If you use it around the Lexington Avenue area, the 694 eastbound off-ramp onto Lexington is back open today. And MnDOT's reporting that a lot of the work on the Lexington Avenue Bridge area is almost complete. So hopefully we'll get more of that back open as we progress farther into our summer. Now we're looking at the crosstown, very slow this morning. Westbound, basically between 35W and Highway 100, we're seeing speeds like this, about 15 miles per hour. No crashes in this area. It's just sort of one of those hot spots today on this Thursday. 394 eastbound, we see traffic flowing here at about half the posted speed as you try and get toward that Minneapolis area. It looks like maybe we have a stalled vehicle here providing a little bit of a distraction, but no major slowly at Mounds Boulevard heading into St. Paul. As a result, we do have some slow moving traffic backed up to White Bear Avenue, but that continues to calm The westbound traffic we have here has a little bit to do with that construction at Lexington Avenue. More construction news I'll get to coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, though, it's 7:39, so let's get to weather. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Fox 9 Morning News on this Thursday, August 2nd. Gateway to the weekend. We're almost there. 2 more morning commutes for you if you're about to head out the door. The crosstown, definitely some heavy traffic, especially in the westbound direction between 35W and Highway 100. I'm starting to suspect that some of this added congestion today, since there's no crashes or anything like that to report, have something to do with that construction on 494 and 35W. Some people may be just using the crosstown as an alternate route and just adding to what is already a really busy spot in the morning. Going to another spot out there, 94 John Ireland Boulevard, westbound traffic slow going out of St. Paul as you crowding for us. Eastbound side, though, if that's the way you're traveling, shouldn't be too bad. Looking at 394, heavy traffic as you enter that downtown area. No crashes there. That's pretty typical. 36 westbound traffic heavy between 35 and 35W. Yesterday it was heavy as well, so if you sat in that today, probably won't even seem that bad. All right, I guess that's it for now from the world of traffic. So, wow, it was right where he was standing.
Thankfully, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's going to be all right, but wow. Wow.
All right, hopefully nothing crazy like that on the
No
roads
incidents
this
like
morning.
that.
People are staying in their own lane. They're getting where they need to go.
I'm starting to think this morning's commute has been very tame.
All of a sudden.
Yes, all of a sudden. Let's give you a lot today. Is westbound traffic on the crosstown between 35W and Highway 100 continues to be slow at this time through Edina. No crashes here or major construction at this hour, but I'm just a little suspicious that's to do with all that construction of 494. Some people just trying to avoid that overall. Looking to the east side of town, 94 westbound slow going, especially as you approach that construction. Bad day in the world of traffic, and of course that usually comes along with some pleasant weather. And speaking of that weather, let's get an update on how things will be shaping up today in the next few. Bright sunny skies you're talking about here in the jam cam up by 694 and Lexington Avenue. Something else that may be a bright spot to your morning if you travel through this area is the fact that, well, A, we have nice free-flowing traffic at this hour, but also the 694 eastbound ramp, the off-ramp onto Lexington, is now back open, and in fact MnDOT says that the Lexington Avenue Bridge project is almost complete, so hopefully we'll start to see things a little bit easier going, at least for a tiny part of 694. I know those of you who use 694 have a lot of construction to deal with, especially up in the northeast. Here's a look at 94 westbound at Dale Street. Things still a little congested here as you approach that construction site at Lexington and 94, but overall we'll continue to see things die down a little bit. Not as bad of a day on 94 as we saw yesterday when we had several crashes, a disabled vehicle at one point, we had some police activity, so a little bit easier going if you're about to head out the door. That's something you can look forward to. The crosstown at Xerxes Avenue westbound traffic has been heavy between 35W all the way to Tracy through much of the morning. It looks like we're finally starting to loosen things up. I think we're seeing some extra. We have those ramps, all the 35W 494 ramps closed until late August for some construction there. I know that's a major intersection, have all those closures, so plenty of you following some detours. 169 northbound, still some heavy congestion as you travel from 101 up to 494, but also in that area as we get into farther and farther into 8 o'clock hour, we're starting to see things dying down. If you're traveling through St. Louis Park and use Highway 7, you've noticed some construction slowing you down with that right lane of traffic closed in the eastbound side between Wooddale Avenue and Highway 100. And we just learned today that that project's going to be extended, so we'll see that right lane closure lasting until August 13th. Also an update on the Highway 55 project. Just a little note that between Hennepin County Road 19 and 101 being Peony Lane, we're going to continue to see that closure in place until early September. So still summertime, still construction, so we're going to continue to see those orange cones in place, guys.
Yes, all of a sudden I've come to not like orange so much.
I know.
Thanks, Kelsey.